In a 1962 episode of The Dick Van Dyke Show, Laura Petrie, played by Mary Tyler Moore, decides she wants to stop playing pool because her favorite movie has just started on TV. Her husband, Rob Petrie, portrayed by Dick Van Dyke, encourages her to finish the game. Laura reluctantly agrees, leading to a planned moment where a professional pool player was supposed to take over for a tricky shot off camera. Decides she wants to stop playing back to Laura because her favorite movie has just started. However, what happened instead was an incredible, unscripted moment, and the reaction that followed was priceless. Take a look.
I want to see you get up.
Frogs underwent since they were born, and after having watched the journey of our tadpoles, I now understood how miraculous it was to have these frogs here with us in Hydromeda. In nature, not all tadpoles make it to adulthood. Only those that manage to survive earn the right to enjoy life up on land, and later to pass on their genes over to found the next generation. It was in that moment that I realized how much I loved frogs. And so it was time. Here was the plan. My idea was to gather the tadpoles and carefully dump them all here into this driftwood entanglement, just so the tadpoles could have an immediate place to hide once in. It would also not alarm the fish, as dumping the tadpoles here, where the water enters the sump filter, would keep as much of the scent of the tadpoles as possible from floating to the rest of the tank. AC family, let's do this! I began to collect the tadpoles. I fished out as many of the tadpoles as I could, placing them into a container. Come with me, my precious tadpoles. Welcome to your new home of Hydromeda. I carefully dumped the tadpoles into the waters. And just like that, they were in. I went to see how the tadpoles were. I spotted a few with legs, swimming and surfacing for air. The tadpoles seemed kinda dazed at first, but it wasn't long before they settled right into their new aquatic community. Out of my way, bobblehead, a shrimp pinched, pushing the tadpole forward. I then spotted a weird tadpole with 3 legs. Where was the other one? Was this a deformity? Strange. Once the tadpoles got over their first few minutes of shock, I noticed them beginning to feed from the floor. Mesmerized, I watched the tadpoles of all sizes feed and explore their new massive home. A vast world they never knew existed. Even the smallest tadpoles had come out to explore their new home. Mixing in with their ecological competitors, the shrimp, a cardinal tetra who had stayed up late was snooping around, but didn't seem to bother with the tadpoles. I guess the tadpoles were now too large for the tetras to eat. It actually looked like the